Hello and welcome back to Horizon Minds. I'm your host X,
And I'm Felix.
and today I'm here with our guest Derrick. I'm excited to bring you guys this video. It's going to be a really interesting interview. And how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain. Life's been good recently, and just grateful for the opportunities and things that have come my way recently, and I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir. And as you guys can see, it's not the only new person that we have back. How you doing today, Felix?
I'm doing good, man. I've been very busy, just working. I've been away from Horizon Minds for a little bit, but we're back and excited to keep on pushing forward.
Of course. I mean, like, you guys are always, even you, like, anybody who comes onto the show, you're forever with Horizon Minds family. So don't even worry about that. But, all right, without further ado, let's get into the questions, okay? So I got the first question for you. Since coming into your 20s, how have life been treating you?
I would say, obviously, life has its ups and downs. I would say I definitely have grown a lot coming into my 20s. Definitely like from high school after graduating college. So it's 2024 now. So I'm 2 years out of college, working full time, doing my, film stuff on the side. So I would definitely say my 20s have been interesting, not perfect. Definitely a lot of challenges and things that have come my way. But, grateful again for the opportunities, that are coming in my life. God blessing me countlessly, even when I don't deserve it, just, new things every day. So.
Absolutely. I'm really happy to hear that, man.
And you're 21 now, right?
22.
22? Nice. Okay.
Surprised
So-
you guessed that. I usually get like 25.
To me, I thought it was like 27, 20.
Yeah.
So how did, like, you mentioned you're in, the film industry, like how did you get involved into that? How, like, was it exposed in your life?
So I've known, like, ever since I was a kid growing up, I've always been into film, TV. I've always, like, had ideas for TV shows or movies that I would, like, write down in my phone, write down in, like, different notebooks and stuff. I never actually, wanted to try it out and actually, attempt to make a film. And then around 2020, during, like, that COVID lockdown, we're all sitting at home, nothing to do. So I'm like, why not, write a script, actually put something into action, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wrote my first script, Bears of Bad News, and I released that one 2022. So we filmed it 2021. It was definitely a learning experience. It wasn't perfect. Sure, a lot of people watching have probably seen it. And I feel like one of the things you have to do in life, everything always seems challenging at first, especially, when it's something you haven't done before. But unless you actually, throw yourself into it, failure is always an option. Success is an option too. But failure, you learn a lot from it. So I don't feel like the film was a failure at all. It definitely was a good learning experience. So definitely you can see the quality difference from the first film I did versus the second one. And, I'm appreciative to everyone that was involved with that. A lot of friends that came on to be part of that first film. The camera crew we had, sound, all those people, everyone was great to work with. I actually worked with the same people for my second short film. So
Yeah.
the crew-wise, but yeah, it was a great experience.
That's good. So, being that this was like your first time, I'm sure you had a budget, you still had a lot of things to learn. Like, how did you get everything together? The people, the equipment to record, both video and audio. Like, how did you manage to, get your thoughts, not only on paper, but also on action and, like, actually go through with it?
It was definitely a little tricky the first time because like you're saying, it's a lot of stuff involved with
Right.
it. So I wasn't necessarily sure how I wanted to go about, like, getting a cameraman, getting a sound person. So I ended up using a website that has a lot of freelance people on there. That's how I found a videographer for the film. That's also how I found a sound guy there, 2-man team. So for the cast, I put like a little ad on Instagram. So I got some friends to come be a part of it for the actor side of things. For my second short film, I used an actual site, to cast on more professional actors and things like that. But the first one, it was more so just friends that came to help out. That's how I got the crew. That's how I got the cast, locations. Also reached out to some other local people I know that one lady I worked with, she knows somebody who owned I forget the name of the restaurant. La Casita de Sabor. It's a
In
Puerto Rican
Middletown?
spot. Uh, they have two of them. There's one I think in Hartford, and then there's another one in Northern. I might what you're talking about, and I might have said the name totally wrong too. But,
I just went
better
to La
than me.
Casita del Sabor right
really?
now
Really?
in Middletown. That's where we're at.
oh,
We were
yeah?
eating.
For
Yeah.
real?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. But yeah, it was a
Wow.
cool spot that we filmed in there. So it was a lot of like networking, connecting, with people I knew. And everything, even though it wasn't perfect, it came together pretty well. It was a good experience. I learned a lot from it. Everyone involved, had a good time as far as I saw. But yeah, I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for the growth I've been able to make since then. And, yeah.
That's great. You really, taken the action and accomplished something that a lot of people just sit down and think about and dream of, So that's really good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome, man. No, like keep going after it. Like we'll talk a little bit about a project later on. I'm excited for, and but we've been talking about your growth. Let's take a step back. Going back 10 years ago, what did you see yourself doing, and has that changed? Because I know for me, 10 years ago I wanted to be in the NFL. 5 years ago, before that, I wanted to be an electrician. So it's like things kept changing time and time and time. I wanted to be a detective at one point and a whole bunch of stuff, But I figured, like, what was that like for you?
Some part of me has always known I wanted to do something involved with either film or television. Definitely going to college, so I got a degree in marketing for college. So I knew I either wanted to do film or something business related. I wasn't sure necessarily what aspect of business I wanted to do, but I know I always kind of saw myself in somewhat of an office setting as well. So yeah, things definitely did change a little bit somewhat. So I did go to college for marketing just because I felt that'd be an easier route of getting a job right out of college versus having a film degree, which has been somewhat true. But yeah, so I wouldn't say things are too much different than how I had originally planned or set my goals towards.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I know there's something I use myself as an example, how things kind of change. I think for 1 minute I'd be like, oh, I know for sure I want to be an NFL. I know for sure I'm gonna be a detective. And then tomorrow I'm like, I don't want to really do that no more. It's not as, but that's really awesome that you've always had that type of the same type of goal, same type of drive, and same type of dream. And I mean, you're in a way living it. You're starting to do the things that you wanted to always do, and I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you for being a part of it.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was definitely exciting. And then we'll show a little clip later on. But hold your horses, all right, guys. But yeah, Ania, you feel like anything?
So you said you were going to school for marketing?
Yeah. So you have a bachelor's in marketing.
So are you doing anything with that degree right now, or are you just mainly doing the cinematography?
Not currently. So for my regular job, I am in an office, but it's not marketing. So definitely that's something I'm definitely looking to move forward into. So my uncle actually set me up with a job I have now right out of college. So I was looking for something full time. He's like, hey, we got an opening over here. So I'm like, okay. And then I've been there for the last 2 years now, and it's a decent spot. It's definitely convenient in the sense that, while I'm at my desk working and things like that, I can definitely I can work on a script or something on the side, or just kind of still be able to do my outside stuff and then get my work done at the same time. So
yeah, that was gonna be my next question. How do you balance your regular work with cinematography?
It's a challenge, but I like to think of it this way. It's stressful, but it's good stress. It's not the worst thing in life to be stressed about, because there's a lot of other things people are going through. So I'm appreciative to have good stress, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. Setting all this stuff right. Coordinating with people and all that stuff can be stressful, but I love it. I remember being stressed out with other things as well. So I definitely agree with you on that. Having sometimes stress is good if depending on what you're doing and focusing on. But Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, being like a director, you're really the main piece, right, of what goes on. Everything else, the shooting, the editing, is just like, um, how would I call it? It's like just the second part of the main part, right? How do you like create your like what you direct, your scripts? Does it come from like what do you get motivated from? Is this from like your life, your history, experience, things that you see in a day to day? What is like your niche, for example? Do you target a specific type of like script to get a message across? How does that come into play with you?
So I would say as a writer as well, I think the best story you can write is a story you know. Definitely, obviously, with different characters, you have to know how to show a diversity, of types of people and lives and backgrounds and experiences. But for me, I feel like it's best to write what you know because I can provide some authenticity to that in the story.
Right.
So in any film I write, there's always at least one character in the film that resembles some part of my life or some part of my personality. Um, just because, like I said, that provides more authenticity, and I feel like I can connect with my audience more when it's something that I've experienced myself. Um, so I'll give an example. In my second short film, I chose Jesse. There's a character that talks about having social anxiety, and like that line that he says in the film is almost like something very similar that I've said myself. So in that film, that character is like a representation of me. He's not necessarily the main character of the film. It's a like 3-person ensemble kind of thing, but definitely stuff like that. I feel like I want to reach a wide audience of people, but I want to also be able to connect with everyone. So if that makes sense.
And is there a specific message that you try to take out there into the world with all of your scripts and films?
Yes. So I would say the message is a little different for each film. But definitely, let's see, I'll try to think of an example. Like, so this past weekend, actually no, last weekend, we wrapped filming on a rom-com short film that I wrote. And I don't want to tell too much about the story, but pretty much the message of that film is kind of like letting go of things in life generally that aren't good for you, especially like when it's something or it's a person or a thing that you've had around for a while and you're used to it. That's just your comfort zone is being with that thing, being able to let go of that, knowing that it's not good for you.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, for me, that's definitely some stuff, like something I struggle with. So I look forward to checking that out. But all right, so I'm gonna ask a couple more questions that I got for you. Okay. So, has there been a pivotal moment in your life that kind of changed your outlook on life? Whether it was something that a certain experience, a certain thing that you've seen, or just like sometimes it's just you be driving, just realize like, damn, like it just kind of clicks in your head that something like a situation that didn't make sense, or you didn't really realize years ago might just click now. I've been in that situation before.
I wouldn't necessarily say any specific moment, but it's just kind of been a gradual progression in my life of me realizing that, I only have one life. I don't know how long that life is. I'm grateful to be here though, and I definitely want to take advantage of the time I do have to do the things that I want, because it's easy to have all these ideas in your head and just sit down and like, oh, that would be great. Yeah. Never do anything about it, you know what I mean? And it's like, you may fail sometimes, but you never know if you never try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I just try to think of it that way. I would say if I were to give a specific like time frame, I would say definitely like graduating college. Everything post college, I've been like really like, because once you're in high school and you go to college, you're kind of in this like mold of, okay, this is the way life is supposed to be. You start in school, you're in school. School is just kind of like this comfort thing. So then once you're out of school, it's like, okay, I'm actually out in the world now. Yeah. So what do I do now? You know what I mean? So I've been thinking a lot about, okay, where do I want to go next? And sometimes I think I spend too much time thinking about the future, and I need to, experience the present more. But I definitely want to keep, trying to achieve my goals, trying to keep pushing myself past challenges, and just to keep moving forward. I tell myself every day, whether, one day I take one step forward, one step is better than forward is better than one step back. So as long as every day I'm doing something that pushes me forward, I feel good at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Xavier, can you clip that section and just send it to me so I could play it every day?
Yeah, gotcha, 100%. I'm looking at the camera on my phone, and I've been taking down notes of things that you've been saying to go back and edit it.
No, that's been really good. Like a lot of people, need to hear that. Me over here. Very nice. So, what accomplishments from your director or your filmmaking are you the most proud of, or even just in your life in general?
Filmmaking wise, I would say I'll try to give another one too. I want to just talk about film stuff. So winning like my first award at a film festival, it wasn't like like I won the whole festival or anything, just one of the categories. But just like, when I got into filmmaking, I didn't do it for awards or anything like that. But it's just nice to know, like, to see the appreciation for the work that goes into it, because it really is a lot of work, especially directing, and writing the script as well. So just directing, write the script, you have to assemble a crew, get everyone there, find a date that works for everyone, handle getting locations, props, all those things. It's a lot that goes into it, and it's very taxing and draining sometimes. So it's just nice to see when it comes together, to like that someone said you were the best at something, what I mean? Especially when it's something that you're passionate about.
It's really good, man. Shouts out to you. That's a great accomplishment. You have a question?
Oh, so my next question, it's a very, very generic, very basic one, but I still think a very important one. What are your coming plans for the next coming future?
Saving money. Films cost a lot of money. That's definitely a big one. Other plans, I would say, nothing too specific, but just to keep growing, because I feel like I do have specific goals, but I feel like the progression of at what point I'm trying to achieve new steps to those goals changes sometimes. If that makes sense. So I definitely, I want to get some more money saved. I want to keep making more films. I definitely want to grow in my career as well outside of filmmaking. I don't know that I want to stay in Connecticut forever, so that's also me debating, because Connecticut's not the best spot for film. So you have like LA, New York, different other spots. I'm definitely like trying to decide where I see myself location wise as well, because that'll affect jobs and everything like that. But I see myself moving forward. I know it's a little bit of a generic answer.
No. I gave you a generic question.
Because it's rest days are okay too. Like, even if you take a day off from whatever you're trying to achieve, staying in one spot is still better than going backwards. You know what I mean? So you either want to stay for a little bit or move forward, but never back.
It's gonna be another clip. Okay, just to let you know. But
Okay.
That's awesome, man. Anything for you?
Yeah. So if you could give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? Like looking back, maybe the last 3 years. Maybe if you think about like the last 3-5 years, or even just now, like something that you tell yourself every day, especially with like the decisions that you have to make and everything that's on your mind. You want to pursue your career, which is very important, right? You have your degree. It's good to follow up on that, but you also have your passion for filmmaking. So what advice do you give yourself, or even someone out there that may be on the same path as you and doesn't know how to get started?
I would say my advice to myself and to people out there as well is don't underestimate yourself. It's very easy to look at what everyone else around you is doing, and I'm right here and this guy's up here. But comparison is a good thing in the sense that seeing that someone is up here and you're right here, okay, you know that right there is possible. But then a lot of people have the thought of, okay, but I'm not there, so I'm not as good as that person. I like to think that everyone gets to where they're supposed to be in their own timing. I try not to compare myself to other people because I know that if I do that, I'm going to spend my time thinking about not being like that person instead of spending my time building my craft and getting better at, writing a script, getting better at editing, getting better at like learning how to use a camera, cinematography, all of that stuff. And so when you devote more of that time into building your craft and less on, thinking about how you're not like that person or you'll never be like them, build yourself so then one day you will be. And even if you never get to where they are, just, you got to reward yourself for your own commitments, because for your own accomplishments. Sometimes, we're waiting for a round of applause from somebody else and we forget to give ourselves a round of applause because we know how much work we put in more than anybody else knows.
Absolutely.
Like when I'm writing a script, I'm not like, oh, telling me, hey, I'm writing a script. Just in my room at night, like up late writing a script. And nobody knows that that's what I'm doing, but it's me putting my time and work into that. So, sometimes I got to sit back and tell myself, you just wrote 10 pages, you just wrote 15 pages. Like maybe nobody else is going to tell you that's a good thing, but it's a good thing, you know what I mean? And that's not me trying to like pat myself on the back, but just, to everyone out there and, to you guys as well, you got to remember to, give yourself props for things, because we have a tendency to tear ourselves down versus trying to build ourselves up. If we don't build ourselves up and we just wait for everyone else to tell us how good of a job we're doing, it's going to be hard for you to get anywhere, because you're not always going to have someone to tell you you're doing good, because there's going to be those days where it's just you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't always have a support group. And it's good to have one and to find friends and family members that are supportive, but they have their lives too, so they may not always be there. So you have to have the drive within yourself and the motivation to be able to push yourself forward when there's no one else there to do that.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Where did he find this guy?
I've been looking at my phone. I've been like, okay, 21 minutes, 22 minutes, 20. I have.
Oh, we're getting close to the time.
No, not that. I've been clipping everything you've been saying because I mean, it's very. Damn, I don't know how to like what to say. Honestly,
I feel like I'm preaching.
No, it's good though.
You're preaching for real. Listen, I've been sorry, not to cut you off. I've been like, going through some tough times. So like these last few days. And also, like you mentioned, like Connecticut's not the best place, right? I got a camera. I've been wanting to go out, shoot pictures, videos, and think about the weather. It's cold or whatever. So like, that I really needed to hear that, and I'm sure someone else out there as well needed to hear that. So thank you for really like sharing that. Honestly.
No, seriously, dude. Like that. I mean, he saw. When as soon as you said something, I just had to turn my face and smile because it was very impactful. The whole that little spiel that you just had, like I guarantee you there's been a lot of people who you just kind of hit home for them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if no one else have given you patted you on the back today, then we will. We'll applaud you because I mean you're a hell of a guy. And keep going, like real shit. Like that's that's awesome, man.
And also I want to say, you guys are doing a great job here with this. It takes a lot because there's a lot of people out here. I want to do a podcast or, I want to do a talk show or something like that. And you guys actually put all this together. And, I'm very appreciative of you guys inviting me. I'm glad to be here. It's a great setup you guys got going. And, I'm looking forward to seeing this grow. And I know for sure it's going to grow. You know what I mean? Because you guys, I see you put a lot of effort into it. You know what I mean? So when you put effort into something, when you put your all into something, the only thing it can do is grow. Plants only grow when you water them. If you don't water them, they die. You guys are watering it, so it's gonna grow. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, this dude should be the host. My God, like, damn.
Listen, I've been listening to a lot of like Nipsey Hussle interviews, but I'm gonna play this one.
No, oh my God, I'm like,
you can't compare me to Nipsey. I don't know if that's
dude.
good.
You dropping some like real knowledge, man. Like real shit that like I feel like not just where it won't just only affect a certain group. I think the stuff you've been saying can help everyone. You know what I'm saying? From all range groups, from all type of background, ethnicity, it doesn't matter. Because advice that doesn't discriminate. Advice goes for everybody, anyone. And all the stuff you've been saying, I can feel like can apply to a lot of the viewers at home. But yeah, Lastly, if you guys want to talk about, you don't have to give too much. You know, you guys got to watch it, but a little synopsis on the sketchy type.
The sketchy type. The sketchy type is the first full comedy script that I've written. There's a lot of different messages I think that are in it. I was kind of anxious going into it because I had never written a comedy before and I wasn't sure how funny it would actually be. So I definitely sent it to a couple people before, the final script was made, just so I can get some feedback on whether it was actually funny. Because everyone has a different sense of humor. It's definitely more on the comedy drama side. So part of the story, a guy loses his fiance and he's the owner of an art studio. I knew I wanted to have that story in there of someone losing something. And I wanted to add some comedy just to kind of, lighten the mood and kind of show this like rambunctious crew of like these people that work at an art studio. So I knew going into the script, I wanted to do an ensemble comedy, like something like similar to Friends, Big Bang Theory, things like that. But I wanted to find a unique setting for it. So I'm like, I've never seen a comedy in an art studio. I wanted to give it a unique feeling. So, I thought of these characters, these people that work at this local neighborhood art studio. They all do different kinds of art. They all have different personalities. And they're all super, super different. And then, so they're all pretty comical. Your character, Chase, is, he's a stoner in the film.
Yes, sir, my guy.
He's good at the comedy for sure.
Thank you.
Perfect casting. So yeah, they're all different. And then you have the main character who's kind of like super stern and serious. And just the way they mix is, it kind of gels together pretty well. Cause I like to think sometimes I'm kind of like the mix. I kind of mentioned earlier how I put a little bit of myself into a character. So I'm kind of like his character where sometimes I'm more on the serious side. Like, yeah, I have fun and stuff, but like sometimes I'm more on the serious side. So definitely when you interact with those people, like he's trying to take everything seriously. He's dealing with grief, from his fiance passing, and then through a little bit of comedy with you guys and the other crew members, he gets to this spot where he's kind of able to, move forward past that death of his fiance. And part of the problems he has in the film come from a mistake you guys made while he was gone, while his fiance died. And so it's just, it's just to show that in life, like even the worst situations, there's still a reason to smile at the end of the day, even, because life is always going to throw some kind of challenge at us. And I just kind of wait for it at this point because I've come across so many myself, and I have these good days and I have these bad days. And then on the good days, I'm like, tomorrow's probably going to be a bad day. I'm ready for the bad day. You know what I mean? Because I face so many of them. And it's just like, I see myself overcoming this thing and this thing and this thing. And it's just like, every new challenge looks like you can't get past it. You can't move forward. But then, as long as you keep trying and then you keep moving past it, it's just like, wow, how did I get past that? Yesterday that looked impossible. And today I'm on that side of the table. And it's, it's great. Sorry, I know that way off from where the film was, but
don't apologize. And when it comes to the film aspect, we'll show a little clip, exclusively here on Horizon Minds.
Exclusive drop on Horizon Minds.
Yes, sir.
His character will be in the clip, so you get to see a bit of him.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevin. I'm opening up a new cannabis dispensary downtown. I want to give a special shout out to Chase for helping me to sketch the new design for my new store logo.
That's me. I'm Chase. Oh, if anyone needs some of that good stuff before Kevin officially opens up, hey, tap in with your boy. And yes, I am mobile with it, okay?
Sit down. Oh, hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a single mother of 3.
Lastly, any final thoughts?
So with this, what is it called again?
Sketchy type.
When, can people expect to see it coming out?
That's still to be determined. It will be sometime this year. So actually, when was that? Yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday we did some audio work on it. So we'll definitely, it's still in the editing stage, of course. So once we get that audio finalized and all that stuff, then I'll work on the release plan. I have some other films I'm working on as well, so I kind of want to release them all kind of in a similar window. So once all of that gets finalized, it'll probably be more of a concrete plan on that, but
Okay.
they'll see the light of day.
Definitely,
I know
definitely.
you guys put a lot of work into it, so I promise, it'll see the light of day soon, eventually. But
Absolutely.
I want to, when you put so much into the film, you kind of want to make sure that, when you release it, it's something good in quality, just, because them being there, it's their time, my time, the crew's time. So, you want everybody at the end of the day to watch it and feel good about what they're watching. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we just want to make sure we get it all right.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned, Horizon Minds. We'll give you the release date, all the
Absolutely.
information.
Keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
But alrighty, guys. I think
I think if you have like a closing statement that you would like to give, with this interview.
I would say whoever's out there watching, just believe in yourself. There's not always going to be people to tell you that you're doing good, but as long as you're doing something that means something to you, you're doing good. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. Whoever else is around, they're around to support you, but everyone at the end of the day, I feel is, someone focused on achieving their own goals. Just make sure you're giving enough time to build yourself, build those around you, and that you're doing what makes you happy. And definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel. These guys are doing a really great job. Make sure you support them, share their stuff. Make sure you buy a hoodie if you haven't bought a hoodie.
yes, sir. Hey. Yes, sir. You already know.
Horizon
And
Minds.
I gotta buy a hoodie. I didn't buy a hoodie yet, I'll be honest. But make sure you guys get a hoodie.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
All right, guys. And I'm X signing out.
And I'm Felix.
Derrick, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir.
See you guys on the next one.
Take care, guys.